What's up, people? It's your girl Adiola. So last week I talked about two alleged sponsors of Boko Haram. That's the former governor of Borno State, Alimadu Sheriff, and the chief of army staff, General Azubike Ihe-Jerika. And that's according to the Australian peace negotiator, that's Stephen Davies. Well, this week a Nigerian news website, Premium Times, released a story that they have evidence that links not only the ex-governor but also the president of Chad with Boko Haram. I was like, what? Apparently, the Nigerian army has known this since 2011, but they've done nothing because of the caliber of people that are involved. Now, a memo written by intelligence officers in N'Djamena, that's the capital of Chad, that memo stated that some members of Boko Haram are actually being trained in Chad. That is in a place called Abeche. That's the fourth largest city in Chad. And they always wait for Mr. Sheriff to come and inspect them before they would take those ones to Nigeria. Also, you guys know that Mr. Sheriff is a very close friend of the president of Chad, that is Idris Deby. You guys know that they are like neighbors, so he has to know the president. They have evidence that whenever he goes to Chad, he will stay at the president's guest house in Abeche, and of course the president would provide him with security. I mean, they are neighbors, so I can't really read much into that, except that the president of Chad has a reputation for being extremely corrupt. You know, he took over power in 1990 in a coup d'etat, so he's been president for 24 years now, and he likes to arrest journalists or bloggers and activists, and he would detain them without any charges. Even prominent opposition figures in Chad are not exempted. If anybody says something that Mr. President doesn't like, that's it. The person would be arrested, harassed, and intimidated, as well as humiliated. Which is why human rights organizations like Amnesty International, Freedom House have repeatedly rated Chad as one of the countries with the least freedom. In fact, some safety and security index has rated Chad as worse than Afghanistan. So the president is a dictator, but to the Western world, he is seen as a partner in peacekeeping operations because he has helped the French to overcome the Islamist insurgents in Mali. So I'm not surprised that no Nigerian president has visited Chad since this man became president, except President Goodluck Jonathan. So this man rigs every election in Chad in order to remain in power. In fact, he got rid of term limits completely, and according to this report by Premium Times, during the last presidential election that he reaped in 2011, our man Alimadu Sheriff provided the Chadian president with 35 vehicles for security and lots of money. Allegedly, though, he also used Boko Haram in the places where some of his soldiers have refused to cooperate because, you know, some of his soldiers are also getting tired of him. Now, the big question is, if Alimadu Sheriff is sponsoring Boko Haram, why? Why is he doing it? Well, according to this report, some intelligence officials were recorded saying that he's sponsoring Boko Haram in order to protect himself. I personally found a document on WikiLeaks that in 2011, Boko Haram listed Alimadu Sheriff among the people that they wanted. They accused him then of being part of how their first leader, that is Muhammadu Yusuf, how their first leader was killed. By the way, you guys can find a lot of things on WikiLeaks, you know, if you just type in keywords, you know, like Alimadu Sheriff or Boko Haram. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do your own research. This report also suggests that Alimadu Sheriff is sponsoring Boko Haram in order to cover up financial irregularities that he committed when he was the governor of Borno State. And also, he's doing it to make sure that he continues to remain powerful, even if he's no longer in office. Now, since this report came out, Mr. Sheriff has refused to comment. He has refused to say whether it's true or not. And I think he needs to say something. We need to know. Even the Nigerian Defense Headquarters and the Nigerian government also declined to comment on this issue. But I'm saying that why can't the court investigate and declare these people either guilty or not guilty? Let the court do its job now. And now what has been pissing people off is this picture of Nigerian president sitting with the president of Chad and Alimadu Sheriff. Can you imagine? While the man is being investigated. We all know that Alimadu Sheriff is a friend of the president, but you don't have to throw it in our face like that. To be fair though, the presidency released a statement that Mr. President is not trying to protect Alimadu Sheriff, that Sheriff was already in Chad, that he didn't travel with the president, and that he came to welcome the president at the airport. So they are saying that these pictures were taken at the airport, including this one. They said that it's the presidential wing of the airport. I said, but you should know now. You should know that this will make people question the integrity of the president. president. So as soon as the president saw Sheriff coming, you know, shake his hand from afar like the Ebola handshake. It's good to see you. You can just stay where you are. We can talk later. Don't get too close. Touch not my anointed. Touch not my anointed. Mr. Kola, can you please usher Mr. Sheriff into the reception area? Yes, I will join you guys later. Just, you know, yes. I'm not saying that he should defriend the guy. We all know that they are like buddy. But right now, you don't have to associate yourself with him where everybody will see him, because people will start talking. They will start talking. There's nothing I've talked about today, by the way, that Mr. President doesn't know. I'm not saying that Jonathan has anything to do with Boko Haram. I beg you, don't quote me. I'm just saying that he's a very close friend of Alimadu Sharif, and he needs him in order to win the coming election. Sure, you get it? Yes, thank you. And speaking of election, by the way, have you guys seen that poster? Bring back good luck Jonathan 2050. So insensitive to the suffering of the Chibok girls and their family members. It's been 150 days. We've not been able to rescue these guys. And then, you know, I actually don't blame Mr. President on this. No. Not that he won't see it, but even if he sees it, I doubt that he understands the implication, which is a shame on its own. It's very good, though, that the president has ordered that the signs be removed. I give him kudos for that. But he didn't have to say that he had nothing to do with it. Haba. See, we already know that you have no clue about what's going on, sir. But you don't have to let the whole world know. How can you say that you don't know your own campaign slogan? Haba, you are making it hard for me to do my job now. I'm personally offended, though, because Nigerians have been condemning this slogan for weeks. You know, since Dr. Okupe started tweeting, bring back Jonathan. That was before they put up the signs. We've been condemning it. Nothing happened. But as soon as an American newspaper, Washington Post, wrote an article that this is inappropriate, suddenly Mr. President issued a statement that, I don't know about it, to take it down. I'm like, seriously? So you only hear when outsiders are talking? The rest of us, we are nobody. Why now? Don't get me upset, so daddy. But you know, what pains me is that if this Australian man had mentioned people that are not influential or people in the opposition party, by now the federal government would be on their neck. Remember, there was a time they told us that the opposition party is the one behind Boko Haram.
Because it's 90% of all the insurgency is in states controlled by that political party. 90% of those campaigning to bring that are also members of that party. Has the media ever analyzed it?
So if that man had named someone in the opposition party, by now the federal government will be on their neck. Why now? Is it because these people are in PDP and you are taking the issue lightly? Seriously, at this crucial time in Nigeria, when election is approaching, if this is the best that the Nigerian government can offer us, now that's a shame. I think this is the time for the present administration to prove that they are not corrupt and to prove that they have the best interest of the people in mind. And they want us to vote for them again in 2015. Isn't this the time you should make people happy? Do things that people will be like, I have to vote for this person. By the way, did you guys hear about what happened to Malam Nuhu Ribadu? Yes, so after he switched from APC to PDP in hopes of becoming the next governor of Adamawa State, Kai, you know, I actually pity the man. I pity him. I don't think that he calculated well. They stopped the man from contesting for the governorship election. I pity the man. You know, some people are saying that, he will run in 2015. But, I mean, who are we kidding? Whoever is elected now to finish the tenure of the governor that was impeached, that person will also want to run in 2015. You don't think so? And we all know that it's very hard to defeat a sitting governor. Yes, I mean, but no be me talk am. Waiting be my own. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Liberia, it's so sad that Ebola continues to claim lives in Liberia than in any other African country. In fact, doctors are now turning people away because they just don't have the facility, they don't have enough equipment, and they don't have enough doctors. You know, the sad thing is that at first, a lot of people did not believe that Ebola is real. They had to spend time convincing people.
Ebola, don't touch your friend.
Do you guys ever worry about Ebola? Do you think that's real?
No.
The government said nobody should eat bush meat. If Ebola was here, a lot of people would be dead.
Ebola. No Ebola in Nigeria.
That video is a couple of months old now. They had to spend a huge amount of time convincing people that this thing is real. So by now, I believe that everybody knows that the thing is real. But you know, one thing that worries me is that a lot of Liberians